Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here on Share Talk for Friday, the 5th of October. And starting off with Angus Energy, where we had the bounce off the 200-day moving average at 7.48, which was hoped for by the bulls. Got a line of resistance there now running through 8.6 pence, so that's the level to break on an end-of-day close basis to give us the possible upside as a best-case scenario towards 13 pence. At the top of a rising May trend channel, obviously the stop loss back below the 200-day line. A few more esoteric stocks to end the week this week. The first one is Columbus Energy, where we are taking the view that this is a falling wedge formation, top of the wedge at 4.5 pence. Shares bounced nicely off the floor of the wedge and back up to 4.5. So end of the day close above that level could unleash a move towards 6 pence after that. Ideally, there's no move or sustained move back below 4p in the interim. Easy stock now in terms of the breakout and the move we've had since then comes in the form of Emmerson. The idea was here that the shares would retest that spike at the beginning of June, just under 5p, after breaking this falling wedge in the 50-day moving average at the middle of last month at 3.1 pence. So that's gone very well indeed. I suppose now one might be looking to see or trying to work out how far above 5 pence the shares may go on this ride, and possibly 5.5 to 6 pence could be the target here, while we hold above that 3.6 pence June peak as stated previously. Another esoteric one, which I haven't covered before, is Ffi Holdings. Here we're covering on the basis that we've got a possible saucer rebound for the shares. They hold above the middle of that saucer at 36 pence, and one would be hoping for 51 pence at the 50-day moving average as the target there. So keep an eye on that. Stock that divides the market, and obviously that makes it rather more interesting than most, is Frontera Resources. Here we had the clear falling wedge break at the beginning of last month, and obviously everybody saw that. Horrible pullback, but not back below 0.2 pence, so that was in fact just filled the gap, which was down to 0.21 and then rebounded quite sharply. The view here is that at least while we're above the 50-day moving average at 0.3, Frontera is a notional recovery situation. If we can get an end of day or end of week close above the 200-day moving average at 0.43, then the big target here, which the optimists will be hoping for, is 0.75 at the top of a broadening triangle from December. Next up is Global Petroleum, which I covered, I think, on the way up previously, up to that spike at 4 pence last month. Decent price action at the moment with the hard rebound off the 200-day moving average at 2.07 pence. While we're above that, one can regard the technical glass here as half full, but end of day close above 2.5. The initial October resistance is the event that would really get the bulls excited and be looking for, justifiably looking for, a 4 pence retest for the shares. A couple of more to go. First is Intercede, which I'm not sure whether I've looked at before, but here it is anyway. Extended bumping along the bottom here for the shares since November last year, so that's a hell of a long time. Obviously, everybody's looking for an end-of-day close or a weekly close above 40 pence, so that we have the breakout from this recent range. If we get that after such a long logjam for the shares, then 70 or 60 to 70 pence could be the target going forward over the next month or so. Stop loss, quite simple, back below the 50-day moving average at 31 pence on an end-of-day close basis. I looked at Powerhouse at the beginning of the week, and I was suggesting that it would be significant if the shares could break 0.35 pence on an end-of-day close basis. We're above that now. Obviously, we want to see an end-of-day close for the shares to back up the idea that they've broken this converging triangle that's been in place since August. Above 0.35, we're looking at the 200-day moving average at 0.47. Stop loss at this stage, really probably the best one, back below the 50-day moving average at 0.31, if you can afford that. Otherwise, obviously, back below 0.35 if you're close to the market. That's it from me. More updates on Monday.